Sue from Meissner University. Welcome to School of Sewing. At the School of Sewing classes, we teach students of different experience how to sew. So people who have never sewn before, people who learned to sew a long time ago like I did and now they're coming back to it, or self-taught sewists who feel like they're missing some of those foundational blocks and they want to fill those in. The structure of School of Sewing is set up so that there's 4 classes for the freshman class, 4 classes for sophomore, 4 for junior, and 4 for senior. And everyone begins as a freshman, just like in high school. In each class, we talk about knowledge building. So we'll talk about a subject like interfacing or how to use a rotary cutter and acrylic rulers. Different subjects to help the students learn more about sewing and terminology and techniques. And then we actually get into utilizing those techniques. Each week we do a skills builders project. So everyone will go home with a completed project each week. Some of the projects that we do, as an example for the freshman project, we start with a simple pillowcase using the magical burrito method and using French seams, just to get people accustomed to sewing a straight line. And then we go into a little bit more involved projects. One of the class favorites in the freshman series is this drawstring bag. So students learn how to make a bag that's lined, that has a casing, and then they also make the drawstrings. And they'll learn about making boxed corners so that the bag will have a little bottom to sit on. This is a class favorite for sure. Other classes that we'll do in the sophomore series, we do a lined zipper pouch. Extra credit if you want to do some applique. So this bag is lined, and once you learn how to make a zipper pouch, you're going to be wanting to make tons of zipper pouches in lots of different sizes. Also a class favorite. Another sophomore project is the tote bag. So with the tote bag, students are learning how to make bags with handles and how to do nice top stitching to give it a very professional look. It's also lined. It has a slip pocket. We will make hidden zipper pillow covers, carry-all clutches. The junior project is the pleated purse, where students learn how to make a purse and install a magnetic snap, as well as a zippered pocket. So you'll see that as we progress through the series, the projects get a little bit more involved. The senior project, which is 4 weeks, is making a quilt, and we will make a half square triangle quilt, which is a great place to start if you want to learn how to become a quilter. Since I've been teaching School of Sewing, and I've taught it to hundreds of students by now, I've found that self-doubt seems to be the biggest thing that students are oftentimes, trying to overcome. Sometimes that's something that maybe they had a bad experience learning to sew as a younger person, and they want to unlearn those feelings, or they want to learn new techniques, but self-doubt is holding them back. So my philosophy on that is I'm a very relaxed sewist. I am certainly not a perfectionist, and I don't expect that of students for sure. I'm not the home ec teacher that's going to say, that's not perfect, you need to rip that out, because I just want to be encouraging. I have kind of broken it down for my students in a way that it's a philosophy that I read in a book, and it's a book called The Horse, the Boy, the Fox, and the Mole. And the story is that the boy and the horse are in the forest, and the boy says to the horse, I can't see my way. And the horse says, can you see the next step? And he says, yes. And he said, then take it. And that's really how you should be when you're approaching any kind of project. But with sewing, sometimes I hear people say, that looks too complicated, I'm not going to be able to do it. And that's self-defeating. So really all you need to know is what the first step is, what the next step is, what the next step is. And then at the end, I see it, if not on a daily, definitely on a weekly basis. My students are really proud of themselves when they have the finished product, even if it's something that they thought they couldn't make. And I'll remind them to give themselves some grace. It might be their first zipper pouch that they've ever made, and maybe their top stitching wasn't perfect, but now they know what to do differently for their next pouch. So I really want it to be approachable. I want things to be completed, but you don't have to strive for perfection. And then with each project you learn and you get better as you go.